So what is the purpose of access key and the secret key is so we want to use our provision AWS resources through CLI or programmatically or through Terraform. We need to authenticate and authorize using access key and secret. Using connection, they're using username and password. So we are using the username and password for the username and password. Normally we are using for console access. Okay. Then, so how to get the credentials for our user account is once you log in. So here from the user security credentials, you can get the credentials. At any point of time, what are the things you can maintain? At any point of time, how many security credentials we can maintain? At any point of time, we can maintain the 2 credentials. If you want to create one more, then existing one we need to delete or deactivate it. Then delete that. Then here I'm going to create a new access key. Then we got one secret key also. Now from we are going to use the AWS command line of Linux. Because we can install AWS CLI on Linux. We install AWS CLI. Then I'll take one instance. The instance. Amazon Linux or Ubuntu, anything is fine. Even on Windows also we can install. Micro. Including PPK file itself. So no need of putty chain because we already opened PPK itself. It's not the right key. So now we need to install AWS CLI. The command line tool is AWS, but AWS is not installed here. That is the reason either snap install AWS item CLI or app install AWS CLI we are going to install. So now in order to install it through before we need to do the app update. Once you do the app update, then install AWS CLI also. The package. Then if you type AWS, so here this command will show AWS help something. What is this meaning is AWS CLI is going to configure. Now CLI AWS configure. What is the command? AWS configure. So once we ask the AWS configure command, AWS configure, it asks for the first access key. So here this is our access key. Then it prompt for the secret key. Then region. The region, every region will have the ID. Like we can give Maharashtra, Julia, Mumbai like that. But region will have the ID. So in this scenario, we are going to use the default region name we are going to use it. So ES is to one I'm going to use in this. Then output format we can see. So if you type any command, it will be show the output in the form of like table form, like this we are going to see. But I think I didn't configure that accuracy. That is the reason again I'm typing. Continue with the same secret key, same region, and same output format. So once you ask the AWS configure, we need to provide AWS access key, secret key, region, and output format. In the output format, we can use either JSON format, or table format, YML format, or text format. These are the different options you can choose. That means if you type any command, the result of that is need to display in which format that is. Okay, so now like AWS is going to authenticate using which credential? Our aim itself that instead of having the username and password, we are going to use. Any doubts on this? Then once we got this, we configured the AWS CLI. Now we can provision the whatever the resources you want in AWS through CLI itself. We are going to provision, and all these credentials have been stored in one location. Try to understand the location path. All the files I don't get that unless I can AL. So now in this profile we are going to get one folder called .aws. By default that is the hidden folder. .aws unless we have. So in this we have two files. What are those files? Config and cat config. In that it stores two details. What are those? It stores two details. Region and region and output format. In credentials, it stores two details: access key and secret key. Access key and the secret key has been stored in the credentials folder. If you want to change, again you can go for AWS configure is one method. Otherwise, directly in these files itself, you can change. In these files itself, you can change. Can you tell me what is the file path? What is the file path? So in the AWS, in our Configure credentials in our environment /home. Ubuntu is our home directory. In this .aws. By default, the .aws is a hidden folder. That is the reason in ls we don't get that. If you use ls-al, then only we'll get that all the list of files. In .aws, we have two files, config and credentials. So in config, it stores region and output form. In credentials, it stores key and secret key. In credentials, it stores access key and secret key. And in config, it is showing. And the profile name is, by default, the profile is default profile. What is the name of the profile? It's by default, we are getting, if you don't configure the profile, we are going to get the default profile. Yeah. Any doubts? Yeah, any doubts? So once you configure this, now you don't need to do it GUI wise. Through CLI itself, we can provision the resources. So what is the name of the profile if you don't use any profile? By default, it is going to use so based on the by default the profile name is default. If you want to create multiple profiles, then even multiple profiles also we can create. Yeah. Any doubts? So now we are going to provision the EC2 instance through AWS CLI. So here we are going to create the EC2 instance. We need to set this. We have already AWS CLI and we set the permissions and we configured those also. And already they said to create the key pair and the security group. But now through the command line, so what is the command to create the instance? Here, what is the command? AWS EC2 run hyphen instances. Using this command, we can create the instance. And what are the details we need to pass? What are the details we need to pass here? We need to give the image ID. What is the meaning of image ID? That AMI, like you want a Ubuntu will have Ubuntu AMI. Okay, say you want Windows Server, Windows AMI like this. And what is the meaning of count equal to 1? What's the meaning of count is 1? So count is one instance is getting created. If you want 4 instances, then give 4. Then what is the meaning of instance type? Like T2.micro. These all the options we are going to choose through GUI also. Okay, but here through CLI we are going to provision. Okay, so then these details all will add it. So we should be in North Virginia. I'll take any of the AMI what I want here for sample. Already we have this AMI, right? The same AMI ID I'm going to copy. Then count equal to 1. Instance type also T2.micro. And key pair name also we need to use the already it should be existing. But in real time we can create even key pair also. Then AWS CLI is the key pair. And we need to add one security group. Then the security will get this security group. I'm copying that security group. I'm going to use that. And finally, we need to attach one subnet ID. That subnet ID we have attached. Then this command we are going to run in CLI. So whatever we are doing in GUI itself through the command line. So in which region it is going to create? In which region it is going to create? It is going to create in it is going to create in the region which we have configured. So in the AWS CLI, which region we have configured? So in AWS region, we have configured like region in the like by default in the default profile. What is the region we have? We have given US East 1. So in that region, it is going to create then. So based on this, so this came into another line. I'm copying that. Okay, so from this, I'm going to run the. So credentials as given wrongly, it is telling. Again, I will configure the credentials. Replace configure. Default region name. I don't want to change those two. Then again, I'll run the same command. So now this output has been shown in which format it shown? In the table format. If you go table format, it shows. In the JSON format, if you it's going to show in the JSON format. It is going to show those. So anyway, that's from this. So it's one which is what you want to show, and that is going to show it. Okay. So now if you go to GUI, so that the second instance also has been created. This initializing is there, right? So this instance ID we got. Even in the CLI also, you can see that instance ID, public IP, private IP, everything we can get it even from the output itself. So here we have E hyphen. This is the instance ID we have. And instance type is stated as key name. All those details it is showing in the JSON format. For the next automation, we need to use this instance ID. Based on the instance ID, we can perform new automation. So then here, once we create the instance, okay, we can give the tag also at the time of creation itself, we can give the tag. If I want to create a tag to my instance, so that is the command here they're going to use it. AWS EC to create tag, and the resource here, our resource we need to give to this instance ID. So we're going to give the tag is instead of my instance, and being created by CLI kind. Okay, if I run this command in the GA also, I'm going to get the tag also. AWS EC to create tag. Okay, then I'll go and put in the instance. I got a tag called created by CLI, and even using that feature we can select also. And if you want to describe all that instances in the region, okay, we have around two instances we have. Okay, AWS EC to describe the instances. Will list all the instances in that region. In this, how many instances we are going to get? Two instance details, because in that region we have two instances. And here based on the filter, filter we can get it or name equal to instance type values t2.micro. So we can describe based on the filters also. So now here normally we can keep the filters here. Say here I want to get the running instances. So like this we can get those like instance state equals running. Then it shows only that running instances. Like this even we can keep the filter also. So based on that it is going to list the resources. And even we can terminate that instances. So now here, what is this instance ID? Our instance ID we need to keep. I'm going to terminate the instance. So now that instance is getting shutting down. So one instance is only there. The previous one is getting shutting down because we terminated that. After shutting down, it goes to terminate state also. And here AWS CLI instance. If I take this instance ID also, I can terminate this. So here you can go to instance state, terminate is same. Otherwise, here you go to this instance. And instead of this instance ID, you can provide that new instance ID which you want to terminate. So then it's going to terminate the instance. Means whatever you can do through GUI, you should able to do through CLI also. And going forward, we are going to learn through Terraform and even the cloud formation also we are going to perform. Yeah. Any doubts on this? Any doubts? Okay, so now I want to work with the multiple regions or multiple like accounts. Then AWS configure hyphen profile. I'm going to create one more profile called Mumbai. Okay. So whatever the name you want to use, but by default, what is the profile we got is default profile. If you don't give any profile, it is going to use the default profile it is going to use. But here we are going to use your named profile we are going to create. Named profile. I'm going to give the Mumbai profile. While configure again, it asks if you want to work with multiple accounts also, we can use But here I'm going to use the same credentials. Then region I don't want to use region name. I'm going to use AP-South-1. Output format I want to use table kind of thing. Okay, why I use an AP South-1 is so here for Mumbai AP-South-1 is the region name. Now I have two profiles. One is like we have two profiles. We'll go and check in that directory. So we are already in the .aws, right? Here we have two files. In config, if you see here, one profile name is the default profile, and the second profile name is, what is the second profile name? Mumbai is the second profile name. Okay. So then here, if you want to create the resource in Mumbai, then here we need to add one more point. After you add the subnet, then add one more hyphen profile is Mumbai. Then this resource is getting provisioned where? If you don't give that profile is Mumbai, where it is going to provision? What is the default one? See, here is going to create in the profile is Mumbai. In that Mumbai, that access key, secret key, if you want to work with multiple profiles, then you can create the multiple profiles. Then you can create the multiple profiles we can create. See, now I'm going to create this, but it throws the error. Can you guess what maybe the error will get is? Because that AMI ID, security group, all those not are related to, not all are related to Mumbai. Okay, because the scope of the AMI, subnet, security group, all are within the North Virginia only it will work. But for us, it's as of now we need to go for, then we need to go for our region. So let's get, this will definitely throw an error. But what we are trying to get is that AMI ID is not available in the, even if you give the right AMI, that AMI, even if it is Ubuntu, for Mumbai, Ubuntu AMI ID is different. For North Virginia, that AMI ID is different. Okay. That you can modify accordingly and you can create. Then if you want to terminate any instances, then or create the describe instances. I want to get the Mumbai instances. Then here you give hyphen profile. Mumbai you need to give. Okay, so that means at the same point of time through the CLI, you can work with the multiple accounts or multiple accounts or multiple regions also we can work. Yeah. Any doubts? Any doubts on this? Like this, we can create multiple resources and multiple regions also we can create. But if you practice more on the so next is create S3, try to create through S3, VPC resources. All these also try to provision through CLI. Then easily we can understand the IoT kind of solutions. IoT means infrastructure as a code. So here we have a cloud formation or Terraform we have. So in this also cloud formation is AWS inbuilt solution and Terraform is like a third party IoT leader we have. Okay. We try to create at least one instance through CLI. Okay. And have tried to install Tomcat those all.